Morning guys! So today I thought I would talk you through blending and building up, because when we do makeup we always say about blending and about how you got to build up the product instead of just packing it on, and a lot of people actually don't know how to do these steps. So I thought it might be a good idea if I could just show you a couple of tips and help you guys to be able to blend your makeup a bit better. So first of all, you want to prep and prime, because obviously it's just going to give it a nice base, cover up any colour pigments that your skin naturally has and give it a nice even colour. So first of all, I'm just using, this is a Fair Clear NYX concealer. You want to use your fingers because obviously then warms up the product while you're putting it on. Don't know if this light is very good to be able to see. You just want to put this all over your eye, right from the lash line all the way out and all the way up. And you want to make sure it's a nice even coverage all over. Don't know if you can see the difference from my natural skin tone. This is just going to give everything a nice even colour. It's going to make your eyeshadow pigment stand out a lot more, and it's going to make everything a lot easier to blend. So normally I would go in with translucent powder over some of these so they're not so tacky, but this one is not tacky, but you just want to leave it for like a minute to just dry and settle in. Okay, so the first thing you need some good brushes. I like the Real Techniques brushes, and you want a nice fluffy brush for blending. You also want to keep a clean fluffy brush. This one's by Royal and Langley, just because you want to have a nice spare one just to go in and make sure that everything's blended together properly. And then also you'd want a little more tapered one, more of a point brush, like this one. And they're pretty much the brushes that you need for eyeshadows. That's what I prefer to use. Obviously you can use whatever brushes you prefer. So let's get started on showing you how to blend. So first of all, you want to use a transition colour, which is going to be the lightest colour in your palette that you're going to use. So you only want a tiny bit of product on your brush. You don't want to go in and put too much on, because then it's really hard to blend out and you're going to get a lot of fallout and it's going to look very messy. So you just want the tiniest amount on your brush, and then you want to start in the crease of your eye, which is this bit here, and you want to go in a back and forth motion like this. And what that's going to do, as well as obviously putting the product on, it's going to push it out and it's going to push it up as well. And so you just want to do this back and forth, and you want quite a light hand with it as well. You don't want to be like stabbing yourself in the eye. So just back and forth, and you can do it quite quickly. It's going to blend it a lot easier. And then, because I haven't got a lot of product on my brush, go back in and dip it, and this is how you build it up. So a little bit, then a little bit more, then a little bit more, until you get the colour that you want. I'm very sorry, the light's not very good in here, is it? So back and forth, back and forth. Or you could do the circular motions like this. I prefer to do the back and forth motion, windscreen wipers. If that's how you'd like to think of it, back and forth, back and forth. And then you just keep doing that and adding more product until you're happy with the amount of colour that you have got on. And then you could just go in with your clean, fluffy brush just to make sure that everything's nice and smooth on the edge. The whole point of this is you don't want to have any harsh lines, so then it all looks like it's just graded into one. So, because most people highlight the brow bone, you want it to go from lightest to darkest. So back and forth on that as well. Then what you want to do is you want to go into a slightly darker colour in your palette. We'll go for this one. And then you want to do the same sort of thing, but you don't want to have it as high up because you want it to grade. So you just go down slightly, more into the crease. And again, back and forth motion. Till you're happy. I probably put a little bit too much on there for my liking. That's fine, so you go in with your clean fluffy brush again and just smooth it all out. And then what you'll end up with is a nice graded look. So, like I said, from lightest to darkest. I don't know if you can, the light is really bad in here. Don't know if you can see, but obviously it goes from your natural colour, or the colour that you've put on, into a slightly darker colour, into an even darker colour. And they should all just grade in together. Sorry, I'm looking over that way. It's where my mirror is to be able to see what I'm doing. I don't know if you can see it or not. Don't worry about the shape that you're doing. You can always go in and tidy it up if you want a nice clean line. Me personally, I prefer to put tape because I like the nice dead straight harsh line on the edge. But you can do whatever you feel like. Obviously this could work, you could bring it down and under and have like a really, really smoky eye. That's probably more a nighttime look. But just keep blending and make sure that they're all nice and blended together until you're happy. And don't be afraid to just go back in with your colours and mix up your brushes. That's absolutely fine. You just need to take your time, because if you're gonna rush, you're gonna end up making a mess and it's not gonna look as good as if where you just take your time and work on the blending. It's gonna have a much nicer effect for you. So there we go. Let me see if I could do something about this light. Maybe if I open a curtain. No, that doesn't really help at all. Very sorry about this, guys. I need to get a better light. But if you can tell, obviously lighter to darker. Then what you want to do is take this smaller pointed brush, and you want to go in with an even darker colour than the previous two. Remember to tap off your brush so you don't get any clumps and that you're going to put onto your eye and like it's just going to go everywhere. So nice little bit, tap off your brushes, no excess. And I just want to put it on this outer corner bit. So you just pat it on. And with this bit, you don't want it to go high up. So you do the circular motions instead of the back and forth motion. And this is just going to blend the product instead of pushing it about. So like right in the socket of your eye, if you can see. Unless if you wanted to do like a tapered line, you just do little flicks, just tiny little flicks, otherwise you're going to get a massive line at the side. So just little flicks like this, and then circular motions, holding my brush quite far up. And again, you want to have a gentle hand. You don't want to be pushing into your eye. Nice gentle hand. Back and forth. And what we're doing here is there's no extra product on a brush. So all your product's here and you're just dragging it to where you want it. Because the trick is you want to have the darkest bit on the outside and you want the inside to be really light, so it makes your eyes look bigger and brighter and more far apart if you've got quite close set eyes. I want mine to be a little bit darker than what it is. And on this look, if you wanted to go even darker than this, you'd add a tiniest little bit of black. And that will just darken up this whole look and make it really smoky. And once again, you could just go in with your fluffy brush, your clean fluffy brush. Just go over it and make sure there's no harsh lines. Blend it all nicely together. There we go. I'm quite happy with that. Don't know if you guys can see. I might have to walk out there with me camera and just so you can get a better look. Then what I would do is I would take a nice light colour, like I'm using soft peach, just on this brush. And we're just going to put that onto our lid. Just the lid, you don't want it anywhere else. And then you want to go back in with your brush. Just blend it all out. And on this, obviously, if you put colour, what you want to do is really, really, really light hand back and forth on this bit so that your colour blends in with the black or brown, whichever colour you've chose. So just so it looks like it's graded in. Then obviously if you wanted to go in and clean up your line, just take a wipe and just put it to the corner, wipe upwards, whichever shape you prefer. This is the shape that I prefer, but everybody's different and they want something different, so whichever suits you guys best. And don't be afraid to switch between your brushes. Okay. Right, let me walk you out here so that we're a bit better light. Nope. Really sorry about this, guys. Just trying to get the best light. Yeah, see, I probably would add some colour in just to finish it off, but I don't know if you can tell, like obviously lightest to darkest, how it's graded. So I hope that you guys find this useful. If you do, brilliant. If not, then leave me a comment and let me know what you think I can improve on. Thanks for your time. Bye.